up, besties? Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. If you guys are seeing my face for the first time, hi. My name is Maya and I like to talk about books here on the internet. Y'all know what time it is. Ready? On the 9th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 9 Goodreads winners, 8 bookish worlds, 7 holiday questions, 6 bookish gift ideas, 5 golden reads, 4 mediocre reads, 3 fall reads, 2 TBR games, and a very late reading wrap-up. Alright, besties, I'm going to make a disclaimer at the top of this video. I know that there are more categories than the 9 I am going to be talking about within this video. Yes, we are staying on theme. Yes, we are staying with only 9, and that is because these are the categories that I am most likely to read. I was about to say more, and then I went like most likely. So let's just get into it. So the first category that I'm going to be talking about is fiction. You guys chose My Friends by Frederick Bachman. Most people don't even notice them. 3 tiny figures sitting at the end of a long pier in the corner of one of the most famous paintings in the world. Most people think it's just a depiction of the sea, but Louisa, an aspiring artist herself, knows otherwise, and she is determined to find out the story of these 3 enigmatic figures. 25 years earlier, in a distant seaside town, a group of teenagers found refuge from their bruising home lives by spending long summer days on an abandoned pier, telling silly jokes, sharing secrets, and committing small acts of rebellion. These lost souls find in each other a reason to get up each morning, a reason to dream, a reason to love. Out of that summer emerges a transcendent work of art, a painting that will unexpectedly be placed into 18-year-old Louisa's care. She embarks on a surprise-filled cross-country journey to learn how the painting came to be and to decide what to do with it. The closer she gets to the painting's birthplace, the more nervous she becomes about what she'll find. Louisa is proof that happy endings don't always take the form we expect in this stunning testament to the transformative, timeless power of friendship and art. So category number 2 was historical fiction, Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I heard a lot about this from Ashley Hart's reading, and so this is literally the only one I truly had any knowledge of outside of just being like a viral TikTok moment. Just gonna see what this is all about. Joan Goodwin has been obsessed with the stars for as long as she can remember. Thoughtful and reserved, Joan is content with her life as a professor of physics and astronomy at Rice University and as aunt to her precious niece, to her precocious niece, Frances. That is, until she comes across an advertisement seeking the first women scientists to join NASA's space shuttle program. Suddenly, Joan burns to be one of the few people to go to space. Selected from a pool of thousands of applicants in the summer of 1980, Joan begins training at Houston's Johnson Space Center alongside an exceptional group of fellow candidates: Top Gun pilot Hank Redmond and scientist John Griffin, who are kind and easygoing even when the stakes are highest. Mission specialist Lydia Dames, who has worked too hard to play nice, warm-hearted Donna Fitzgerald, who is navigating her own secrets, and Vanessa Ford, the magnetic and mysterious aeronautical engineer who can fix any engine and fly any plane. As the new astronauts become unlikely friends and prepare for their first flights, Joan finds a passion and a love she never imagined. In this new light, Joan begins to question everything she thinks she knows about her place in the observable universe. Interesting. Then, in December of 1984, on mission STS-LR9, it all changes in an instant. Fast-paced, thrilling, and emotional, Atmosphere is Taylor Jenkins Reid at her best, transporting readers to iconic times and places, creating a complex protagonists, and telling a passionate and soaring story about the transformative power of love, this time among the stars. Category number 3 was mystery and thriller, and you guys voted for Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson, and I don't know already what to make of it because of that cover, but let's just find out, shall we? In 7 days, Jet Mason will be dead. Already love it. I love a story that has a character who knows when they're gonna die. Or maybe she doesn't. He, she, I don't know. Jet is the daughter Jet is the daughter of one of the wealthiest families in Woodstock, Vermont. 27 years old, she's still waiting for her life to begin. I'll do it later, she always says. She has time. Ugh. Until Halloween night, when Jet is violently attacked by an unseen intruder. She suffers a catastrophic head injury. The doctor is certain that within a week, the injury will trigger a deadly aneurysm. Jet has never thought of herself as having enemies, but now she looks at everyone in a new light. Her family, her former best friend turned sister-in-law, her ex-boyfriend. She has at most 7 days, and as her condition deteriorates, she has only her childhood friend Billy for help. But nevertheless, she's absolutely determined to finally finish something. Jet is going to solve her own murder. Excuse me? Hold up. Solving your own murder that hasn't even happened yet. Flipper. Moving on, we have Romanticy. For this one, we have Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. Now, I did read Fourth Wing this year. I read it for Realmathon, I believe. Nope. Yes. I read it for one of the readathons. After Realmathon, like, I had back-to-back readathons at one point, and I did read Onyx Storm. Yes, I did. I'm sorry. I did read Fourth Wing, yes I did, and I greatly liked it. I got Iron Flame. I want to read that before I get Onyx Storm because I have heard some mixed reviews from different people that I trust, from different people that I have similar feelings about certain things too. So we're gonna see what happens. But with that being said, let us see what Onyx Storm is all about. After nearly 18 months at Basgite War College, Violet Sorrengail knows there's no more time for lessons, no more time for uncertainty, because the battle has truly begun, and with enemies closing in from outside their walls and within their ranks, it's impossible to know who to trust. Oh my gosh, still? Because, like, the ending of the first book, I'll continue. Now Violet must journey beyond the failing Orician wards to seek allies from unfamiliar lands to stand with Navarre. Okay, this feels like this is the exact same thing. The trip will test every bit of her wit, luck, and strength, but she will do anything to save what she loves, her dragons, her family, her home, and him. Will you, girl? I'm glad. I'm glad you still feel that way. There is hope. Even if it means keeping a secret so big it could destroy everything. Well, you have plenty of those, girl. They need an army. They need power. They need magic. And they need the one thing only Violet can find. The truth. Well, okay. Keeping it in. But a storm is coming and not everyone can survive its wrath. Okay, I have a lot of thoughts. I have a lot of feelings, clearly. For fantasy, y'all chose Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. So I have read A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab, and I love the way that she just really incorporated logic into her worlds. Even though it was fantasy, it was just fantastical and magical. She had a system, it made sense, and it had its continuity. So I'm very intrigued to see what this is going to be about. This is a story about hunger. Fascinating. 1532. Santo Domingo de la Calzada. A young girl grows up wild and wily. Her beauty is only outmatched by her dreams of escape, but Maria knows she can only ever be a prize or a pawn in the games played by men. When an alluring stranger offers an alternate path, Maria makes a desperate choice. She vows to have no regrets. This is a story about love. 1827, London. A young woman lives an idyllic but cloistered life on her family's estate until a moment of forbidden intimacy sees her shipped off to London. Charlotte's tender heart and seemingly impossible wishes are swept away by an invitation from a beautiful widow, but the price of freedom is higher than she could have imagined. Interesting. This is a story about rage. 2019, Boston. College was supposed to be her chance to be someone new. That's why Alice moved halfway across the world, leaving her old life behind. But after an out of character one night stand leaves her questioning her past, her present, and her future, Alice throws herself into the hunt for answers and revenge. This is a story about life, how it ends, and how it starts. Vampires? Okay. What the frick? Our next category is sci-fi. And y'all chose Eileen Raleigh, The Compound? For some reason, I don't think that so it was as I thought. I wasn't reading it right. The Compound by Aisling Raleigh. Okay, see, this is why I don't like the author's name first, because I think that is the title. Nothing to lose, everything to gain, winner takes all. Okay. Lily, a bored, beautiful 20-something. Why do we not know her actual age? Wakes up on a remote desert compound alongside 19 other contestants on a popular reality TV show. To win, she must outlast her housemates while competing in challenges for luxury rewards, such as champagne and lipstick, and communal necessities to outfit their new home, like food, appliances, and a front door. I'm lost. The cameras are catching all her angles, good and bad, but Lily has no desire to leave. Why would she when the world outside is falling apart? As the competition intensifies, intimacy between the players deepens, and it becomes increasingly difficult to distinguish between desire and desperation. When the producers raise the stakes, forcing contestants into upsetting, even dangerous situations, the line between playing the game and surviving it begins to blur. I don't like that. If Lily makes it to the end, she'll receive prizes beyond her wildest dreams, but what will she have to do to win? Addictive and prescient, The Compound is an explosive debut from a major new voice in fiction and will linger in your mind long after the game ends. Yeah, I don't like that. And maybe it's just because where I'm at now, because again, there were some books from my worst books of 2025, my reading year, where I explicitly was like, yeah, I have an issue with consent being violated. I have issues with some moral, ethical lines being crossed. I just don't vibe with that, and this sounds like something I would not vibe with. Our next category is horror, and y'all chose Witchcraft for Wayward Girls by Grady Hendrix. I heard this also going around. Okay, maybe I heard about more books than I thought, but I heard about this going around like all the booktube girlies that I listened to that read horror. So this one is interesting. I can't wait to see what this truly is all about, because they did a really good job of pitching the book in a way that I want to read it. But let's see what the author says about their own book. Oh, look at that. There's power in a book. Yes, there is. They call them wayward girls, loose girls, girls who grew up too fast. Okay, well, that's different categories, but okay, cool. And they're sent to the Wellwood home in St. Augustine, Florida, where unwed mothers are hidden by their families to have their babies in secret, give them up for adoption, and most important of all, to forget any of it ever happened. Ooh. I sense darker, hard themes. 15-year-old friend arrives at the home in the sweltering summer of 1970. Oh my gosh. Pregnant, terrified, and alone. Under the watchful eye of the stern Miss Wellwood, she meets a dozen other girls in the same predicament. Yikes, on bikes. There's Rose, a hippie, who insists she's going to find a way to keep her baby and escape to a commune. Aw, she wants to keep it. I get that. And Zinnia, a budding musician who knows she's going to go home and marry her baby's father. Oh, well, then why was she sent there? If the father is willing to be in the mom's life, was he willing to be with the baby? I have questions. And Holly, a wisp of a girl, barely 14, mute and pregnant by no one knows who. Oh my gosh. Okay, everything the girls eat, Every moment of their waking day and everything they're allowed to talk about is strictly controlled by adults who claim they know what's best for them. I love that the summary says, who claims they know. Like, that's actually quotes, not quotes, but like quotes. Ooh. Then Fern meets a librarian who gives her an occult book about witchcraft and power is in the hands of the girls for the first time in their lives. Oh, okay, so all of this was at their consent. Okay, that makes sense. But power can destroy as easily as it creates. Yes, it can. And it's never given freely. Preach. There's always a price to be paid, and it's usually paid in blood. Oh my goodness. In Witchcraft for Wayward Girls, the author of How to Sell a Haunted House and the final girl support group delivers another searing, completely original novel and further cements his status as a horror master. I'm intrigued. Okay, for the debut novel, we got Alchemized by Sen Lin Yu. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing the name. My apologies. What is it you think you're protecting in that brain of yours? The war is over. Holdfast is dead. The eternal flame extinguished. There's no one left for you to save. Oh my gosh. Starting with a quote for the summary and something called the eternal flame. The capitalized. I can't. Once a promising alchemist, Helena Marino is now a prisoner of war and of her own mind. Her resistance, friends, and allies have been brutally murdered, her abilities suppressed, and the world she knew destroyed. Love it already. In the aftermath of a long war, Palladia's new ruling class of corrupt guild families and depraved necromancers whose vile undead creatures help bring about their victory holds Helena captive. According to Resistance records, she was a healer of little importance within their ranks. Okay, love that. But Helena has inexplicable memory loss of the months leading up to her capture, making her enemies wonder, is she truly as insignificant as she appears? Or are her lost memories hiding some vital piece of the Resistance's final gambit? To uncover the memories buried deep within her mind, Helena is sent to the High Reef, one of the most powerful and ruthless necromancers in this new world. Trapped on his crumbling estate, Helena's fight to protect her lost history and to preserve the last remaining shards of her former self is just beginning. For her prison and captor have secrets of their own, secrets Helena must unearth, whatever the cost. That is all for tonight, ladies and gents. I love how I'm saying that is all for tonight. And all y'all are probably going to see this in the morning anyway. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening to whoever is watching this. That is the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for taking the time out of your day to do so. I will be leaving all of my social medias linked in the description box down below. So if you want to follow me on any other platform, I have a lifestyle channel of which I am doing Vlogmas. I have a Bookstagram, an Instagram, a TikTok that doubles as the normal and of course the bookish side of things until I get my act together. And then I have other social media platforms as well, and I may be linking them down below. I may not be. It all just depends on which ones I have and which ones I'm able to get up and all of the things. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for being the absolute best bookish bestie that ever was, is, or ever will be. I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Bye!